Envirothon is a natural resources competition that is supposed to expose students to the areas and natural resources they might find a job in, to get a little bit of exposure in the natural resources areas like forestry, wildlife, aquatics, a current issue, soils. And there's usually a written test portion at every station, there's a hands-on portion, and they rotate through these different stations. But it's really a great way for them to connect with other natural resources people in the field, to ask questions, to see what the tests are about, what topics are being covered, and to just travel to a new place and meet new people.
So at the Casey Center, they offer a lot of extracurriculars, and one of them was Envirothon. In my freshman year, I thought it'd be fun, so I just kind of joined to see what it was about, and it turns out I love it.
From people who are heavily involved and bringing schools together into this competition, and it's a lot of energy in this group, and that was attractive to me. So I offered to be the point person for our agency with Envirothon, and that's what got me involved.
Spread awareness of the different environmental impacts that different things have, and to learn more about our day-to-day lives and how it impacts the ecosystems and the environment around us.
The goal of Envirothon to me is to educate people about our environment and what better ways to help it and what we can do as kids to learn about our environment and to educate others.
I think for me personally, as far as I know, just to get a better understanding myself of the natural environment and to educate the kids and our future generations.
The goal of the Envirothon competition is definitely to encourage younger students to pursue a field or pursue a career in the environment, to help educate them, get them excited about really important issues, and I think it's doing a very good job of that.
It gives me the opportunity to bond with my kids in a different way than I don't in the classroom, but it's also amazed me how much the kids have actually learned on their own. So as we get here, we walked around yesterday, they have learned trees and species that I didn't teach them directly. I just gave them the list of things they needed to know to prepare for it. They learned it themselves.
I think some of the best things about Envirothon are the people involved, and that we get a lot of different agencies and people from across the state who are working in different fields to interact with high school students. It's a lot of fun. I like seeing the energy of high school students and the stress that goes along with preparing for this competition, and that they take it really seriously.
My students really enjoy meeting the professionals that are at the stations and having the opportunity to ask them questions and hear about their career goals and how they ended up where they're at. I can also say they love the traveling and just the camaraderie of being part of a team, and regardless of the outcome, they define success with more than whoever wins first place. Is just the ability to make it here to state and to compete well is something they look forward to and enjoy.
Getting out away to a different environment. We're remote, we live on the coast. It's about a 2-hour drive to any place of civilization. So being able to get out and see something that's different than our coastal forest system is eye-opening for them.
I think it is important because it helps establish connections and gets people thinking about things that maybe they wouldn't normally think about. We don't really have a whole lot of farm stuff where I'm from because we're a beach community, so thinking about that kind of stuff is not something that we would normally do.
Especially as an educator, when we talk to teachers and say, there are professionals that can help you with these disciplines, it's a great way to let them know that there are professionals out there that can help them study not just for the test but for the discipline itself, and develop a curriculum that addresses these issues that are really important in the conservation world. These are all disciplines that come into play every day with different conservation districts and with NRCS, for instance. Soils, wildlife, water, forestry, those are all key components of conservation. And this is a great way to capture the attention of the students and the teachers, and to learn that there's more we can do to educate students.
I think Envirothon is very important, especially bringing people together that have background in other areas so that we can get a full idea of what we need in our environment and how we can. And I really appreciate the diversity of knowledge that Envirothon provides.
Looking back on my career and wishing I'd had opportunities like this when I was their age, because everything I've learned in the professional realm came from work experience. And if I had just had someone early enough on, in high school especially, to say, you seem to show an aptitude towards this. There are careers and you can make a living. And when I talk to students a lot, I always mention that I spend 6 months out of the year, or I used to in my previous job, hiking in the woods and looking at soils or looking at the forestry. And usually you see a few of them just kind of, wow, really? You can do that? So I've looked at it from that perspective, just kind of getting their attention that, yeah, you can get a job working outdoors and spending a lot of time outside, besides doing something good for the environment.
I definitely see more processes happening around me, like the water cycle and different bacteria and stuff in the ground and how nutrient cycles and stuff that I didn't really think of before.
For anyone who's not sure if they should even try Envirothon or if it looks too big or scary to start, I say just try it. It's one of those things, once you see, you may not be able to fully understand it until you come try it, but you won't regret it. It's a great opportunity for coaches and students, and it's just an awesome opportunity.
It's a lot of fun. I'd encourage anybody that likes hunting, fishing, or just wildlife in general to look into it. And it's definitely something that's good to know for the future.
Envirothon is like a good way to get yourself out there. If you are wanting to go into an environmental science or natural resources area, you meet so many people that are like in charge of so many things that can get you a good foot in the door and stuff.
If there are people out there interested in Envirothon, please contact your local conservation district, and we'd love to work with you. If you're looking for a professional to teach you about certain disciplines, reach out again to the NRCS or the districts, and we'll find someone in your area that can help you talk about the different disciplines.